How do you know when to rest and when to push through? Thinking about this, and the conclusion I'm coming to is it's the wrong question to be asking. It's classic perfectionist thinking that sets up a binary. Right? There's only two solutions here. One is do nothing, and the other is brutalize myself, push through, and do everything. And when I'm stuck in that binary thinking, of course, neither of those solutions feels right. There's I've got stuff to do. Like, I can't just drop it all right now and do nothing in the way that maybe a part of me would like to. And I don't have the capacity to brutalize myself into doing everything right now. In fact, I'd argue I don't ever want to have that kind of capacity. I never have that kind of capacity. I just do it anyway and hurt myself in the process. So I think it's the wrong question. I think the question I want to be asking myself, and this is something that's really alive for me at the moment, post a big move, another big move in September on the horizon. Um, the question I want to ask myself is something along those, how might I nourish myself? How might I support myself to show up in the way that I want to for the things that are important to me? And instantly something in my body goes, oh, there's like exhale and this softening, and suddenly there's space for all sorts of possibilities. How might I do that? And immediately, I notice it for me. Like, I start to get gut ideas like, what would feel nourishing at the moment? How do I want to show up in my life? What are the things that are important to me? It starts to have me think about priorities. Okay, I can't do everything. So what are the things that are important? Where do I want to put my time and attention at the moment? How do I want to show up for those things? How do I want to feel in my body as I'm going about my life? Because this is my life. This is the only opportunity I get to do this, as far as I'm aware. And then how might, yeah, for me invites this like a sense of possibility. And it's funny because this is actually about like the third time I've tried to record this today of having internet problems and speaking problems, and I had found myself kind of like, yeah, getting down this rabbit hole of like the two things. I'm like, hang on a minute. This is it. This is one of the ways that perfectionist thinking shows up for me in often like quite subtle ways that I don't even realize that I'm stuck in this binary choice. And the reason that it's hard to make a decision is because neither one of those is the right answer. Like, I don't want to do either of those things. And so rather than setting up as a binary, I invite the space to be creative. Oh, yeah, I could do this kind of morning routine would feel really nourishing at the moment. Um, could structure my day in this way. Yeah, immediately like the stress of like, oh my God, I got all this stuff to do and I'm not exercising and I'm a terrible human being and like all of that almost instantly has disappeared out of my mind. And it speaks to me about the power of the questions that we're asking. Right? When I set myself up for stress and failure when I only give myself two choices, because there are rarely two choices in life. And even when there are like only two tangible options, A or B in the world, I can still ask myself this question of how. Okay, how do I want to be in the face of this? And that reminds me how much agency I do have. I might not be able to control the options that are out there. I can be able to control or shape the environment around me in the way that I want to, but I still get to Yeah, I still get to decide how I show up in relationship to that. And that's not nothing. So if you are asking yourself at the moment, should I rest? Should I push through? Then I invite you to start asking yourself a different question. How might you resource yourself to show up the way that you want to for the things that are important to you, or something like that? I'm really curious how this lands for you. Uh, what was the impact? Like what shifted in your body as I was describing this? Um, yeah, please comment below, send me a message. I would really love to hear from you. Right. I'll see you next time.